Okay, X, it has been far too long since you've done a properly made video. So what the fuck have you been doing this entire time? X. X. What the fuck? Huh? Oh, what's up, other X? Really, X? Really? You're just asking me that after I threw you with a pillow that you blocked with a katana? Speaking of which, where did you get that katana anyway? Oh, this? I don't actually know, it just came to my hand the other day. Okay then. So, when is the next video coming, or have you been just sleeping this entire time? Of course not, you idiot! I made a video where I played Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I have also been rebranding my channel with new banner, new profile pic, and a new intro. And a new name. Ah. Wait, what? Oh. Looks cool. So, the channel looks cool, but why change the name? Well, I thought that even when my channel is mainly about reviews, I still make other videos on my channel, so isn't it more logical to remove the review word from my channel name, since it is not only about reviews? Good point. So, what is the next video going to be? Oh, I have a great video idea brewing in my head. Okay then, I'll just leave you to do the video. Damn, that guy's freaky. Greetings and salutations, you magnificent people of the YouTube viewers. I am X82 and I welcome you to this video. Matpat. You know him, right? Well, if you don't know, I'll get you up to speed. He is the owner of the channel called The Game Theorist, and he runs a show called Game Theory on his channel. In that show he theorizes something about video games. Nothing wrong with that, right? Well, yes, if you are not full of shit. Which in case of Matpat, or as I like to call him, Mr. Smartest Show in Gaming, he is full of shit. His biggest mistakes include spewing complete bullshit, turning things in his own favor, ignores criticism, manipulating viewers, throwing a temper tantrum when people call him out on his bullshit, does not check facts, aka does not do enough research, does not link his research, does not admit he is wrong, even when he himself destroys his own theory. Hello, Mario's mental theory. Now, there are more mistakes, but those are the biggest ones. So, now that I have gave you my issues with Mr. Smartest Show in Gaming, how about we tear one of his theories a new asshole? And what a better video to tear a new one be other than Phoenix Wright is criminal theory. God help us all. But thankfully I have something good when I see some bullshit. So let us begin, and I will be skipping sections, so deal with it. I mean, just deal with it.
And what better franchise to cover when tackling this new topic than the game that no one's ever played but everyone knows the meme to, Phoenix Wright.
Well...
Descend, heartless angel. That's enough.
Oh, feels so good. First off, you say that Ace Attorney is a game no one has played but everyone knows the meme. That is not true, since Ace Attorney is one of Capcom's most popular game franchises. Need evidence? According to Capcom, as of March 31st, 2017, the series has sold in total 6.4 million units, and on that page has in total 18 total franchises from Capcom. Guess how many franchises had worse sales than Ace Attorney? 9! 9 out of 18 franchises had worse sales than Ace Attorney. Not to mention the pretty large fan base with parodies, cosplayers, and fan games. So, you can say that Ace Attorney is pretty popular, right? Let's continue.
And even though the Ace Attorney series might not be filling in the courtroom gallery with rabid fans here in the States, our finger-pointing paralegal is popular enough in Asia to warrant his own manga, anime, and musical. You heard that right, musical.
Again.
Descend, heartless angel. That's enough.
Never gets old. So, Phoenix Wright is paralegal, right? Well, no. Since paralegal is a person that, yes, is educated with law, but they cannot practice it. And Phoenix does practice law since he is a fucking attorney. Good job! You're a fucking idiot. Let's move on.
Now, fully recognizing that I'm not exactly a legal expert, in researching this episode I consulted with an appellate prosecutor, basically a fancy lawyer for the state attorney general, who helped me to make my case against Phoenix.
Okay, you say you consulted a prosecutor while making this video. Okay, but where's your evidence? You don't provide any evidence about this prosecutor, if he even exists. So, all of you game theory fans that are gonna rage at me, don't be angry at me for being skeptical when this fucking idiot does not provide any evidence about this prosecutor or any other videos he's made and not showing evidence. Moving on.
Let's start off with the way that Phoenix presents his evidence and witnesses in court. Take that! He has a flair for the dramatic, often entering evidence or calling a witness at the very last second. In episode 3, when Phoenix is pressed to give an explanation of how Jack Hammer might have stolen a steel samurai costume, he surprises everyone by presenting an empty sleeping pill bottle he found in the defendant's trailer. This gives his defendant, Will Powers, an alibi that Phoenix conveniently hadn't mentioned until that moment. And Phoenix's surprises aren't just limited to physical evidence. In episode 2, after a long period of questioning April May, Phoenix calls a surprise witness to testify, the hotel's bellboy. And while both these surprises make for interesting drama, they're not allowed in US courts. Like, at all. Basically, what Phoenix is doing violates the concept of discovery. Discovery is a legal privilege that both sides, defense and prosecution, have so that they can do research on relevant details before the trial begins to avoid surprises that could negatively impact their case. I mean, think about it. When Wright pulls out that pill bottle, Edgeworth, the case's prosecutor, has no idea that that thing exists. This gives Edgeworth zero time to think about the evidence and how it affects his case before he's expected to respond. In the case of the bellboy, when other lawyers don't know that a certain witness exists, they have no ability to prepare a cross-examination. Discovery applies to a lot of things. Physical evidence, like objects or documents, electronic evidence, like cell phone data and emails, and personal testimony collected in depositions. When Phoenix fails to turn over evidence or tell the prosecution about possible witnesses, he's not complying with this basic courtroom rule. As a result, he would be punished, getting, at best, all of his surprise evidence thrown out of the case, and at worst, sent to prison and held for contempt of court, costing him both time and money. It's unlikely that Phoenix would get such harsh punishment the first time he pulled one of these moves, but given how frequently he likes to introduce evidence without subjecting it to discovery, it wouldn't be too shocking for these omissions to land him in hot water with the judge. Speaking of surprise witnesses, my personal favorite has to be Polly the Parrot from episode 4. This is ridiculous, right? This has got to be a huge stretch. Calling animals as witnesses has got to be another way that Phoenix is breaking the rules. Surprisingly, no. While animal witnesses are far from common, there are instances of dogs, cats, and yeah, even parrots being called as witnesses in case. In one famous case, a New Orleans crime boss had his pet parrot Echo testify against him, getting him arrested for child abuse and murder. And sure, laugh while you can. It's all funny until you learn that Echo had to go into witness protection. Seriously, that is not a joke. Witness protection for birds. That bird was a dirty rat. Except it was a dirty bird. Dirty birdie. Anyway, back to Phoenix Wright. At this point, you may be saying to yourself, okay, Matpat, but you're using US court rules, and Ace Attorney is clearly not happening in an American court. To which I say, objection! That was awesome. No wonder it's become a meme. According to Janet Sue, Capcom localizer for Ace Attorney, canonically the series takes place in Los Angeles. An alternate universe version of Los Angeles, in fact, where Japanese and American culture intermingled to create a sweet love baby of a court system.
Descend, heartless angel. That's enough.
While I did skip a lot of video and this, I have a lot of stuff to talk about. First, the surprise discoveries. Phoenix is not the only one who does that shit. Everyone does it. You must have forgotten Edgeworth's updated autopsy record, the fact that he knew about the bellboy, and the less we say about Manfred von Karma, the fucking better. Fucking dipshit. Also, you must have forgotten how the evidence law works in the game, which is explained in the 5th case of the first game that you supposedly finished. Well, since you clearly forgot, I'll explain them to you, Mr. Smartest Show in Gaming. So, the first rule is, all evidence must go through the police department for approval. Now, Phoenix does not always bring evidence to police department to approve the evidence. So you might have a case against Phoenix if it wasn't for the second rule. That reads, all unregistered evidence must have some relevance to the case in trial. And they do. So, in other words, the evidence that Phoenix present is acceptable since they have some relevance in the case. And it's completely fine that prosecution does not know about it. Also about the parrot. Manfred von Karma approved the cross-examination of the parrot since at that point of the trial he was pretty much running it. And since he wanted Phoenix to look like a total idiot, like you are doing right now, he let parrot to be cross-examined. Boy, did that bite him in the ass at the end. Then, the court system. I'll explain that later, but first I have to ask you a question. When you examined Final Fantasy about its view on religion, you acknowledged and used its Japanese origins to explain the detail. But in this case, you pretty much ignored the fact that it was made in Japan. Why? Could it be that you are just full of shit and you didn't actually find anything, so you are making this shit up? Great work! You fucking dumbass! Also, about the localization. That is so fucking easy to counteract. I mean, just look at the original Japanese version of the game, called Gaiguten Saiban. I hope I did not fuck that up. It does not bring up LA in the game at all. So, pretty much, the localization team fucked up. Anyways, moving on.
Seriously, in addition to allowing seances for dead lawyers and animal witnesses, this legal love child shares more of its genes with the Japan side of the relationship, allowing for trials to take place at the same time as the investigations, and a judge to be in complete control of the proceedings. In Japan, the practice of trial by jury was suspended back in 1943 in exchange for the inquisitory system of criminal process, which means that the judge oversees the trial by himself, issues the verdict, and determines sentencing. Trials in Japan are also discontinuous. So, like we see in the game, there are hearings in court, followed by recesses for investigation, followed by more time in court, followed by more investigation, until the judge has heard enough to make a ruling. But most importantly of all, the Japanese system actually allows Phoenix to pull the dramatic surprises we talked about earlier. Because the judge runs everything and is seen to be smart enough to make courtroom decisions on his own, Japanese law doesn't have the same discovery phase that American law does.
What? What is going on? Oh god! dear viewers, was Mr. Smartest Show in Gaming destroying his own fucking theory. Jesus Christ, are you really that stupid? Apparently, yes. Moving on. Also, I'm skipping some parts again, since he does not bring up Japanese law ever again. Which is stupid.
Not so fast. At the beginning of episode 2, Phoenix arrives at the Fan Company law offices after Hottie McLegal here has been murdered. Instead of calling the police immediately, he collects evidence for himself, like the note the victim appeared to be writing as she died and a glass that was broken in the struggle. And the fact that he knows that she's still warm implies that he touched her body. Not in a creepy way, I hope. There is no indication that Phoenix tells the police about this evidence when they arrive, and it's at this moment that Phoenix Wright goes from being a lawyer who bends the rules to a full-fledged criminal. The alteration, destruction, or concealment of physical evidence falls under the crime of obstruction of justice. And when he touches evidence, especially when he chooses to hide a receipt with the victim's sister's name on it, an object which directly implicates her in the murder. Ooh, murder? There's been murder done. An object which directly implicates her in the murder, he's tampering with evidence. Both obstruction of justice and tampering with evidence can carry jail time and fines. And since this is a first-degree murder case, we can be pretty sure that Phoenix would be punished severely. Sentences vary, but felony obstruction charges can come with sentences of up to 10 years in jail, and tampering with evidence on the federal level can get you as many as 20. Not only that, but once Phoenix is convicted of obstruction, he's also committed what's known as malfeasance, which is likely to get him disbarred from practicing law. You heard that right. In the second case we play through with Phoenix Wright in his first ever game, Mr. Wright's wrongdoing would get his lawyer license revoked. And in spite of all that, he gets away with it. Time and time again, Phoenix snoops around crime scenes, picking up things that suit his fancy, withholding evidence and information from investigators. This isn't just a lawyer who wants to win, it's a criminal who tries to bend the trial to fit his needs. Case closed. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, I'll tell him. He says that I can't offer any of this as statement of fact, but should instead let people know that it's a theory. For once, I think we agree.
Descend, heartless angel. That's enough.
Wow. I mean, just wow. That was the most idiotic, the most stupid, the most ignorant reasoning I have ever fucking seen. So, let's go through the bullet points pretty much quickly. First up, nice one, Mr. Smartest Show in Gaming. You are a complete idiot. You have a choice to call the police before you examine the office. It's like saying Mario abuses Yoshi when the player makes Mario to jump off Yoshi and Yoshi drops to a cliff. No one could never be so stupid to say that, oh wait, you actually did that. Fucking figures. Second, Phoenix does not pick up evidence. He adds it to the court record. If he does pick up evidence, then tell me how the fuck can he fit a fucking car in his pocket? Yeah, does not make any fucking sense, doesn't it? Third, you criticize Phoenix for touching Mia's bodies. Yeah, if you see someone lying on the ground and the person does not seem to show any signs of being alive, don't touch him and try to help him or something. Just leave him be and continue on your merry ways. The level of stupidity is staggering. Lastly, Phoenix did not hide the receipt with Maya's name written on blood. If he did, then how in the mother of fuck did Gumshoe discover the receipt and start to ask Phoenix and Maya about it? I mean, you showed that scene in the video! You cannot be that fucking stupid! Also, Phoenix did not have any fucking reason to hide the receipt, since he has not met Maya before, so he did not know who Maya was, so there was no reason for him to protect her. Also, it annoys me very much that you pulled the fucking theory excuse at the end, so no one could held you accountable for your saying. Fucking idiot. Fuck. So there we have it. What do I think about this video and game theory in general? Well, I can only say that I am very disappointed. I still remember when I first saw his videos years ago. It has been fucking many years. And honestly, I became a fan of his work at the time. But now, it is not the same anymore. With poorly researched video, the idiotic statement, the corporate cocksucking which appeared in this video at the end, and the level of smugness he shows is horrible. I hate to see him go on this route he's walking right now. Fuck. Well, it only shows that when you get more popular and famous, you become a huge dickhead. Now it's not the case with everyone, but there's still a chance. Well, anyway, thank you all for watching this video. Press like if you liked the video, press dislike if you hated the video, leave a comment below on how I could improve my videos, and in general, I will happy to chat with you guys. And also check my other videos if you're interested in my content. And before I end this video, I have to give you all an important advice. If you in some way become famous or popular, don't let it go through your head. Or otherwise you will become a huge dickhead like Mr. Smartest Show in Gaming. That's all I got to say. Hope that will help you. So, this is X82 saying goodbye for now, and may your heart be your guiding key. See you later.